Hello, we're back. This is part 6 of a complete run through of our board gaming collection that we've been amassing since around about 1982, and you probably weren't even born then, probably. So yeah, we're going to crack on with this. We're going to go down into the nooks and crannies of these games that we've sort of tucked away and forgotten about. So we don't even know what's down there. So let's go. So we got tumbling dice here. Let's pull it out so you can have a little look. You've got like a big wooden series of plinths here and a number of dice, and you'll be flicking the dice down these plinths, and you're going to be timesing this number by this number depending on where it lands, and whoever gets to 100 points first is the winner. And it's absolutely fantastic. You can get a medium smaller version. It's a little bit cheaper than this one, and yeah, it's wonderful. Everybody loves this game. We love it, they love it, everybody loves it. Let's have a big old loving party for it. Yeah, sure. Right, so let's go. Take that out. Down here we got Fubi. This is a really old football game. It's you got a load of pins on basically a piece of plywood or something, and you're going to be flicking the ball with those little paddles and trying to score a goal, and it's absolutely brilliant. We love it. We actually had our own little World Cup last year when it was a World Cup, so yeah, we're a bit geeky with this one. It's really old, but it's still wonderful. Right, let's chuck that down there. Right, here we go. We got Pucket. This is also known as Le Passe Trap. So you've got a bit of elastic on either side here, and then you've got a wooden beam with a hole in it, and you'll be flicking these discs, trying to get them through the hole, trying to get rid of all your discs before your opponent does. And it's super. It's actually quite a physical game, because it really does take the energy out your arm. So it's also an endurance game as well as a game of skill and dexterity. So yeah, that's Pucket, or otherwise known as the Pass Trap. It's super. So here we got a game called Affen Tennis. I don't know if I can get it out. Affen Tennis. It's translated from German as monkey tennis. It comes in a little bag, and you've got like a red felt tennis court with hexes on it, and you've got these sort of figurine monkeys with tennis rackets, and you've got these weird contraptions like tennis. They're sort of catapults, and you're going to be flicking this ball, pretending that you're playing tennis with monkeys, and it's a bit of an oddity, but I can't really describe it. So we're going to have to do a run through of this. I'll tell you what, we'll do it over the weekend with my kids, and this is a fantastic dexterity game. I don't know if you can still get it, but we picked it up as a curiosity, and it actually turned out to be a really fantastic implementation of tennis. Probably the only one that we've seen in the board game world. So stick around. We'll do a run through of this one. We'll do a little playthrough so you can see what monkey tennis is all about. Right. So let's see if we can get in here. Let's just have a look. See how far we can get with this. Right. So in here we got. Can you see that? We got World of Yo-Ho. This is an app-based sort of pick up and deliver game. So you've got you've got a big map of the area of islands and oceans, and you're going to be using your smartphone as the boat, and it interacts with the map via. You can be moving it. So you use the gyro in your phone to move it, and it knows where it is on the map, and little things happen on the phone and that. So it's to be honest with you, it gets boring quite quickly, but it's still quite novel. So yeah, World of Yo-Ho, that's not too bad. Bruno Catala's 5 Tribes. So you've got all these cubes. You'll be going around the map, dropping every tile you hover over. You have to drop a cube off, and then you do the action of the tile that you are the last tile that you visit. And it's pretty good. It's not Bruno Catala's best game, but it's still a pretty good game. So you've got Castle Knights, I think this is. Bergritter, I think it's called, and this is a bit of a weird one. So I'm trying to pull it out. So you've got these sort of weird cubes and this sort of weird contraption where everybody takes one end of this sort of elastic, and then you've got to wrap the elastic around these blocks, pull the elastic so that you could pick the block up and then move it across the map to somewhere else. And it's weird, but it's one of Habba's most wonderful games. It's a game of real skill, because you've got to coordinate with the other players. So yeah, Bergritter, superb. Vitola Serda's Kanban. This is a sort of a production line simulator. It's got the a really nice novel mechanism of your supervisor going around the board visiting various parts of the factory. So yeah, it's really good. A little bit complex. It looks complex actually when you set the game up. It looks like there's so much going on that you can't really focus on anything. But once you sort of dive in and start swimming, then you realise that it's not as bad as everybody says it is. So yeah, that's that one. Dixit. This is a now it's a classic now, isn't it? Dixit. So you've got these cards with these psychedelic types of artwork, and you'll be putting down a card and saying something, and then everyone's got to try and guess. Everyone else puts down a card that they think matches what you said. Then you mix all the cards up and put them down, and then they've all got to guess which one was yours. And it's there's so many expansions. It won the Spiel des Jahres in 2010, and Dixit is now a classic, right? So up here we got Star Wars X-Wing, a couple of models for that. We've got the Millennium Falcon and Boba Fett's whatever that is, slave ship or something. So yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. And over here, see if we can get this out. We've got Gravwell. So this is you've got a map with a sort of a spiral type thing, and you're trying not to get sucked into the gravity well. So yeah, you're playing these cards, trying to get other people to get destroyed, and while you stay safe. So yeah, it's pretty good. There you go. So yeah, we do Catan first. This is the game that changed everything. Settlers of Catan is trading, building. How else to put it? I don't know. Everyone knows what it is. What am I talking about it for? You know what it is. If you haven't played Catan, then I don't know. You live on a medieval farm, don't you? So we've got a couple of expansions for this. We've got the Cities Nice expansion, and we've got the Seafarers expansion. Probably find that Seafarers is probably the only essential expansion you need, because otherwise the game gets a little bit bloated, and you'll probably hear my washing machine going, but I apologise for that. But yeah, Settlers of Catan, a must-have. You have to play this game, and we love it. A lot of people still hate on it now because they say it's a broken game. I think they say it's too random, but I love it. I love Catan. So we've got the Sheriff of Nottingham in here. This is a bluffing game. So one person's a sheriff, everyone else is trying to smuggle contraband through the gates of the city of Nottingham, and you've got these bags, and you'll be putting stuff in the bag, trying to convince the sheriff that it's all legit stuff. And it's a wonderful, wonderful game. We've got the Merry Men expansion in here, and we don't play this as much as I like to, because I love a bit of bluffing. So yeah, Quirkle. This is a Spiel des Jahres winning not dexterity game. What do I talk about? I'm losing my plot here. It's an abstract strategy game. So you've got all these different shapes and loads of different colours, and you've got to try. A Quirkle is when you get 4 of these things, or 5 of them in a row, and you get various points for putting different colours and shapes next to each other. Absolutely superb. Need to play Quirkle. You can watch, I think there's another, didn't Will Wheaton play this on tabletop? I think he might have done. Wonderful, wonderful one. So Libertalia, this is obviously a pirate themed game by one of my favourite designers, Paolo Mori, and everyone's got the same cards, and you'll be playing these cards, putting them in a specific order based on the number that they have on them, and then you'll be taking the action one by one, and you'll be trying to get the most booty, right? That's how it works. So we've done a run through this. Libertalia, right, there we go. So Mice and Mystics, this is a campaign based sort of story, basically a storytelling game, where you take the role of humans that have been changed into mice, trying to get through this castle to try and get changed back into human beings. I think because we've only played the first scenario, we thought we'd wait until my kids were a little bit older before we played this. From what I understand from the run-throughs I've watched, it does seem to be a little bit of a dice chucking fest, you know. So don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll play that a little bit later on in life, yeah. So let's see if we can squeeze in out. We've got Junk Art. This is a game that we think is based on an older game called Balzac, but it's a lot better. So we dumped Balzac and we kept this one. So this is a stacking game. You've got loads of mini games in here. You're going to be randomly selecting mini games, and then you'll be playing out mini games with these sort of wooden pieces, trying to make different things out of loads of bits of junk, and it's superb. You can currently pick up the plastic version for next to nothing, and I suggest you do so before that deal disappears. So here we got Village. This is a Euro game where it's got the weird mechanism of all the people in your village generally and eventually die off, and it's wonderful. It is a wonderful game. What did I say that we didn't play these games? It's the ones down in the bottom there that we don't play, that we can't get to. So Village, a wonderful, wonderful worker placement Euro game where you can kill off your relatives, and yeah, super. So the absolutely fantastic Sulk in the Mayan calendar. This is the game that raised a lot of eyebrows a few years ago because it had a big plastic turny wheelie thing. So essentially, how you play this, I can describe this to you in 2 seconds. You put a worker on a wheel and then you pull them off and take the action. That was 4 seconds, wasn't it? So yeah, absolutely superb. Sulk in the Mayan calendar. Get it, got it, good. Right, trains. This is a Dominion style train game where you've got a map with loads of stations and you'll be playing these cards, getting other cards into your deck to get other cards and to build stations and move your trains around the map. And it's superb. It looks really boring, but it's not, and it's great. It's got an expansion, the Rising Sun expansion, and loads of maps expansions, and yeah, we really enjoy trains, which is a weird thing because we hate trains. Right, here's another weird game that we picked up called Urban Myth. This is a gift again. Don't know, it's just another one of those Hamley games that we've never really bothered to get rid of, but yeah, it's there. Cube Quest. This is also upside down. So Cube Quest is a dexterity flicking, cube flicking game for 2 players. You've got a neoprene mat in here, which was one of the major problems of this game because can you guess? Yeah, because you have to fold the map. You have to fold the neoprene map. So we wrote to GameRight and they sent us a map in a tube. And you're going to be flicking these things, trying to knock the other person's king cube off the board. And it's super. It's a super, super game. So Looney Quest, this is a drawing game. You've got these perspex sheets that go over your board. And you're trying to draw on the board as the game tells you to do so. And you're sort of trying to get as close to the correct route through the board as possible, and it feels like you're playing a video game. It's hard to explain, but it's a unique experience. It's really good. We really enjoy Looney Quest. So one of our favourite dexterity games is this Crazy Coconuts. Got these plastic monkeys with what do you call it? What's the right word? Is it elasticated arms? I don't know. Probably wrong. I can't remember. But you put these rubber coconuts into these monkeys' hands, ping these monkey coconuts into these cups to try and win the game, and it's absolutely amazing. We've done a playthrough of this. We're going to do another one. We're going to keep playing this till the day we die, and I'm going to have this buried with me. Oh, actually have it burnt with me because I'm going to be cremated. Right, concept. This is a weird sort of association game. So you've got something on a card. You're going to be putting these markers onto these boards with icons to try help other people guess what you're going on about. And I always felt this because I can never really convey to anybody what the hell I'm going on about. A bit like what I'm doing now. So down here we've got some games that we've never played and we're never going to play. So we've dumped them right at the bottom. We've got, not going to spend much on it. We've got Homeland, we've got Planet Steam, we've got some WWE wrestling game, and we've got Kill Shakespeare. So we've not played any of them. We can't talk about them, and they're probably all mouldy or damp down there in the recesses of the dungeon. Let's go up here. We've got Long Shot. This is a superb horse racing game that sadly is out of print, which is an absolute travesty because it's brilliant. We love this game. It's got betting, it's got racing, it's absolutely superb. If you can pick up Long Shot anywhere you can get it, then yeah, steal, beg, borrow, kill, get this game. It's great. So we've got Cry Havoc. We originally hated this game. We couldn't stand it. We thought it was broken in favour of the humans, but it was going for 12 quid on a website, so with the expansion. So we picked it up hoping that it's been fixed with the expansion. We don't know yet, but we will play it again, and if it's not fixed, then we'll burn it along with the other game we said we were going to burn. So Vengeance. This is a sort of like a Reservoir Dogs type sort of simulator game where you have it's based on those films where you have those sort of gang shootouts, you know, at the end of the thing. And this was going cheap online. Somebody said it was good, so I think we picked it up for about 15 quid. And I don't know, it's mad, isn't it? Game sales lately is bonkers. So it's Vengeance. We don't really know what it's about. We've got the Memoir 44 campaign books in here. Yeah, so they're in there if we want to play them. We've got the Enchanted Forest. This is a wonderful kids game. You're going to be moving around this forest trying to remember where different sort of fairy tale artifacts are to win the game. So wonderful kiddies game. We love the Enchanted Forest. So Planet, this is a gimmick game. Everyone's got a 3D planet. You will be selecting cards from an offer to put these magnetic tiles onto your 3D planet, and you score points for adjacent things and cards that you get. So yeah, it's all right. It does get boring quite quickly, but as a gimmick to pull out for non-gamers, it's super. So we've got a super duper looking Santorini. This is an excellent abstract strategy game. It's got the added bonus of these god cards that really change the game up every time. It's a wonderful game, and it's cheap because it's one of them games. It's by Spin Master, isn't it? One of those cheapo games. So you should be able to pick this up for about 20 quid. So we haven't played Alchemist. We've had this on our shelf for ages, but it's just too intimidating. It's too complex for us, and you've got these big. I don't know. You're trying to sort of go around the board. It's like a worker placement type thing. Trying to get these ingredients to deduce what the spell ingredients are, I think, and it's I'd love to play this, but I just can't be asked, you know what I mean? So Rampage, this is now called Terror in Meeple City. This is a dexterity game based on that old game called Rampage, a video game that was in the arcades in the 80s, if you were that old enough to remember that. And you've got this wooden dinosaur. You'd be going around doing these actions, trying to eat as many meeples as possible, and it is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't played it, you need to play this because it's super. Right, so Chinatown is essentially just a negotiation game. Everything's up for negotiation. It's you've got all these different types of Chinese food and stuff, and restaurants and shops and stuff, and you'll be going around trying to build these shops, and basically you'll just be cutting each other's throats. But don't play that with people that don't like to be stitched up. So you've got Peter Hawes, Francis Drake, a wonderful exploration style strategy game. And one of the nice things about this is that you've got the Port of Plymouth, where you'll be going through gathering your resources, but you can't go back. And did this come before Tokaido? I don't know, but it's absolutely super. So yeah, you could get this quite a few expansions for this, and yeah, it's super duper. Seasons, we don't know about this. We haven't played it. It's meant to be good as a card game. I don't know, with dice and stuff. Don't know. So Marvel Legendary, a deck building game. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like playing this. I'm not a big fan of Marvel, but we like the TSR role playing game. But I don't know. This felt just a bit. I got bored. To be honest with you. Dino Race, a wonderful kids game from Ares Games. This is wonderfully produced. It's got some superb components, look, and you'll be trying to get your dinosaurs away from the lava pit or the volcano before it explodes, and you'll be trying to get points by matching sets of cards, and it's absolutely superb if you've got young kids. There you go, Dino Race sort of right there. What's this? This is another one of those. Another one of those games that you get from Hamleys, blah blah blah. Yeah, toilet paper. We got the entire collection of Eldritch Horror, all the big box expansions in here. We obviously there's one of them's missing in it. Which one's missing? Can't remember, but they're all in there. But because we couldn't fit them all in, we had to put the small box and one of the big box ones in here. I think that's right. Yeah. So yeah, wonderful game. Sort of meant to be Arkham Horror shrunk down and streamlined, but it ended up being more bloated and complex than Arkham Horror itself. So yeah, a lovely game. You need to have some expansions for this because there's not enough content in the original game off the bat. So yeah, a great game, wonderful. This is another version of Carambolage. This is the Crash Cup version, where you've got characters. It would be using a bit of string to flick these discs around in a race, and it's absolutely excellent. We love Crash Cup of Carambolage. Yeah, check it out. We've got Tobago. This is a deduction game that actually does work very well. So you've got a map of this, what's the name? Is it Rapa Nui or something? I can't remember what it's called, with the big old statue dudes, and you're trying to find a treasure by drawing these cards. And it's hard to explain how it works because it's a bit weird, but yeah, it's superb. Tobago, Pathfinder, the adventure card game. We got all of the first set in there, all the expansions for it and everything, and it's all right. Yeah, it's a bit boring and it's a bit random. So yeah, and we got the core set of the Skulls and Shackles. We didn't carry on with that because it was a bit poo. So I don't know if we can zoom in. we got Augustus, Paolo Mori's bingo sort of masterpiece there. It's a really good game. We really like this one. It's basically just bingo set in ancient Rome, but it does actually work. Let's see if we can squeeze in it and get this out. This is Logistico. This is a pick up and deliver game that actually is superb. It's a bit dry, but it's a brain burner, right? It's absolutely superb. Don't really think I don't really much about it, really, to be honest with you, but we really like it. So yeah, Logistico, check it out if you can. Quantum, this is a dice game that flew under the radar. It uses dice of spaceships who'll be trying to blow up other players and trying to score the most victory points. Superb dice game. Ghost Stories, this is Antoine Bowser, another wonderful Antoine Bowser game. It's a tower defense game basically, and you'll be trying to repel these hordes and hordes of ghosts from taking over the village. And what we got down here, this one is an escape room game. It's not that great. The puzzles are a bit weird, and yeah, it didn't work for us. It's Escape from Something Manor, and it's a bit crap. I don't even know why we kept it, because it's one of them one play games. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Again, that bloody light, it's making me hot and sweaty. But don't get any ideas, right? So we'll come back for part 7. We'll do another shelf over here. And yeah, sorry about not being able to get down into the depths and the crevasse, we call it down there, because it was the games that we don't generally play are in the bottom there. So yeah, it's all plain sailing from here on. So stick around, come back for part 7, and thank you for watching.